Welcome to this video in which I'm going to restore, I believe, 1940-1960s Banjolin. This is an instrument that was produced in England, and I actually bought it from there. And fortunately, it came with its original case. First thing I did was disassemble everything, so I get to see what was wrong with it. Started working on the bronze parts. First thing I did was put them in a ultrasound bath. This is how they came out after that. Then I just polished all the pieces and put them aside to start working on the next part. So as you can see, the rim was very badly deformed, so I had to fix that. To do that, I used the help of a jig that I made. It was made of those two pieces of plywood that was then cut into a round that was roughly the inner diameter of the original rim. I used a bandsaw and a lathe to achieve that shape. As you can see here, you can see how much it was bent out of shape. To fix it, I made myself a steam bath. As you can see, I had a problem and it came apart because the glue melted. And then I just glued it all back together and tied it down with straps and screws on the side using the original hose. This is how it came out in the end. Then I worked on the fretboard. It unfortunately had the frets sticking out of the sides of it, and that's what I worked on. To fix that, I used small files used in jewelry. And this is the finished product after I polished it and everything. I could have restored it even better by changing the whole fretboard, but I thought that was too complicated, and also decided to keep a bit of its original feel to it. Next, I sanded away all the original varnish from the rim. This is the result of that. Then I noticed that the bottom ring didn't fit, so I had to fix that with these tools. This is how it came out. I think it came out pretty nice. It fits very snug. Next, I had to fix this part that got bent when I reshaped it. So I first cut out a small notch to put the new wood in. And for the replacement, I used a small piece of mahogany I had laying around. And so I just glued it in, waited 24 hours, and here how it is after glued. And then I had to reshape it using chisels and a sander. Then I decided to fill all the small gaps and crevices with wood filler to prepare it for paint. This is after I sanded it with 220 grit. I think it came out pretty nice. Next, I fixed the bridge. I just cleaned it so it was shiny again. Here's the result. Then I bought the spray cans for painting it. I used white, dark red, and a clear coat. First thing I did was mask off all the wooden pieces that I didn't want to get painted white. This is after 4 hands of white. Then I gave it a quick sand with 1000 grit sandpaper. This is after that process. This is after the 4 coats of clear coat that I put on. I think it came out pretty nice, and I left the inside not white so you could see the repairs that I had endured and a bit of its history with a bit of the original varnish color inside. Then I wet-sanded the bottom bronze ring. This is how it came out. Next, I decided to polish it with a small Dremel tool and some polishing compound. This is the result. It came out very mirror finished. Next, I worked on the bottom of that by sanding away this silver residue from an original backing. Left my hands all silver. Fortunately, it came off just then. I put 4 coats of red paint on it and 4 coats of clear coat. This is the result after removing all the masking tape. On the top pieces by wet sanding them first with 1000 grit sandpaper. This is how they came out. This is an inner rim, and then the outer rim. Then I went on and polished even the outer bronze rim. This is the result. And I started reassembling everything. This is the calf skin that I bought for it. And I started by soaking it for at least 35 minutes. And while I was waiting for that to soak, I put on the hardware back on. This is where I endured my first problem, and unfortunately I had to work on the rim again because the skin wasn't going on, because I didn't have enough clearance. So I had to remove the paint and sand the wooden rim a bit, and then I had to clear coat it. So let's go back to where I was before. So that's how I continued. We put on the skin, then the first inner rim, then I put on the last piece of bronze. This is how it came out after I timed it. A quick sound check when it was still wet. Then I trimmed off the excess skin, leaving a little bit of allowance so that when it dried and shrank, it didn't pass through the rim. This is after it dried. It didn't break or anything, so that's good. Then I started reassembling all the parts. Started by putting the tuners back on and putting the handle on the rest of the rim. Then I put the saddle back on and put the last piece of bronze on, meaning the bottom of it. And that's after I put on the strings. It was all finished. Fortunately, here I noticed that the strings were put on wrong, so I had to remove them and tune them back all over again. This is a quick test. I played Pirates of the Caribbean on it.